How's it going? It's Joe. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another 5v5 GAC, and we are currently in round 2. We're going against Dark Strage over here. He's got about 400k more GP. He's got a bit of an edge in the top 80 at about 100k GP. We are pretty matched in terms of relics, and as it's looking, his lifetime banners are a little bit lower than mine. I've got a bit of an edge in terms of rank at this point, and we are pretty matched in experience in terms of rounds. Having a look at the Zetas, I've got about 20 more Zetas than he does, and in terms of G13s, pretty matched up as well. Lastly, talking about mods, I've got a bit of an edge in terms of the plus 20 and overall speed mods, and he has the edge in terms of the offense mods. So having a quick look at his stats over here, he's got a pretty decent amount of successful defensive holds, so he does tend to like placing quite a heavy defense. He does have both Galactic Legends as well as Luke. In the bottom walls, he's got the Grievous and the Night Sisters over here, and decent relics on all these characters as well. And he does have Jedi Knight Revan at the top, as well as Jedi Training Ray. So we're going to go straight for this bottom wall here and have a look at what's in the back. So typically I don't like using this team against Grievous. However, this has forced my hand, as I couldn't have committed any other team at this point without knowing what's in the back walls. So the troubling thing about this is that if I do one thing wrong and these droids gain a ton of turn meter, so Droidica almost blasts Darth Revan there, and this is where it gets dicey. Try and apply shock here. We've got Death Mark on Grievous. We are on the red with Malik, and we lose HK at this point as well. We actually just barely scrape through, barely survive that attack from that B1. We're able to stun the Droidica, and we're able to regain a bit of health. So ultimately there wasn't much of a strategy here. It was more of a we'll see how we go kind of thing. It's nice that it still worked out, although the banners won't be looking very good here. So the other thing I could have done is I could have used my Jedi Knight Revan against that Grievous team. However, looking at using the Darth Revan without the BSF against this crazy Night Sister team, so I decided against that, as I know that I can regain the banners here with this Jedi Knight Revan team. However, I wasn't sure how much bannerage I'm going to get using Jedi Knight Revan against Grievous. I'm gonna pass this turn and try and drop Spirit there. So we've been able to drop Spirit twice at this point. So we're gonna start going for old Daka. So able to get rid of all Darker there. Gonna pass this turn on to Bastila. Gonna stun Asajj. Spread some Foresight and start healing up. At this point, we're just gonna start hitting Zombie for the meantime and regain as much health and protection as we can. So we've got a decent amount of health and protection here, so I utilized my AoE there. And in the back walls, as suspected, there's a Galactic Legend. However, he did not place both Galactic Legends this time around. So he does have a Ray here in the back. And it's your standard Resistance Heroes Ray with Holdo. So I'm going to use my Vader counter here, which I haven't used in some time. And I do like adding in IPD, as he's able to place the target lock on the taunts and stop them from regaining taunt. So we're going to pass the weapon tech onto Vader. We're going to do Merciless here. Spread some debuffs, and looks like we've got a decent amount of dots on Ray. Go around applying ability block. And we're going to use that second ability here and apply target lock. Place the Bactoid Shield onto Thrawn and apply Fear. At this point I can Fracture Ray. So I wasn't able to kill off Finn there, he had a ton of protection up. However, we can cycle around once Ray has enough debuffs. And this Ray doesn't have the ultimate, which is fairly convenient for us. So Merciless yet again, and we now have a ton of debuffs out on the field. And looking at Ray here, she's got about 17 debuffs. So this should be the right time to use that Culling Blade for 700k damage. And now it's just about getting a bit of that protection and health back. Cycle around, use Merciless again. And the great thing about Culling Blade is that it's also a dispel and it's unavoidable. So really, if you've got enough speed on your Vader and you can cycle around to Merciless really quickly, you can use Culling Blade fairly early, and that way you can either dispel or drop one of the side characters before you start prioritizing Ray. And the second ability on Wat Tambor procs all those dot points on Holdo. And we did save Ray for offense here at this point, so I typically like to add in characters that are going to be able to regain health and protection for her. So Barriss Offie's a good one. Shakti also allows for that. We've got our resistance heroes here as well. I don't see too many opponents actually placing Jedi Knight Revan on defense. So he has a pretty creative defense for sure. And the other thing that I would have thought about when battling this particular lineup, or strategizing prior to commencing my offense, would have been using this team against that Grievous previously. The problem is I wouldn't have known what was in the back walls, and I actually saved this Rey just in case he placed 2 Galactic Legends in the back. And Rey makes quick work of this team. However, she has lost a fair bit of health and protection. And towards the end here, I was hoping to regain a bit of health from that assist, and I didn't have the healing from Barriss Offie ready, unfortunately. And we're going to be using this JTR team against the Kylo Ren Unmasked, which is pretty reliable. And I do like placing Finn and Resistance Trooper here as well. Good for the added exposes. I'm going to quickly try and get rid of the Executioner here in the back. Going to pop some exposes there with that burn. I'm going to get SF TIE Pilot out of the way. And apply some healing immunity out on the field. Phasma's done. Once that second ability on JTR is out, it's really just about getting the damage in and keeping everyone healthy. Get another stun out. And that is a pretty tanky Kylo Ren there, as it took a fair bit of time to get him down. And I did still have gas here, so I'm going to utilize this gas lineup against his Jedi Training Rey. And he added in a Relic 7 Nest to his lineup as well. So I'm going to go straight for BB-8 here. gas is hitting for crazy amounts of damage there. And we've got a Negotiator mirror matchup that we're going to be up against. And he does have resistance here in the back. And I still had CLS here, so it's a good time to use the Rebels. The strategy here is going to try and really quickly get rid of the vets here, as once those guys get to work, we're going to have problems. So veteran smuggler Chewbacca took a turn as I was able to kill Han. We're stuck behind a taunt very briefly there. And now it's just about getting a little bit of that protection back as well. Use that second ability on CLS. So pretty solid in terms of banners, other than the Grievous team that I fought at the beginning. It's quite problematic. So we're going to be doing a Negotiator mirror matchup. Now luckily my opponent's Negotiator is actually just 5 stars at this point. And it looks like he typically does his climbs with his Malevolence. So I'm able to undersize here. And really in summary, we were able to outspeed this Negotiator team as it was just 5 stars. And we did have a ton of health and protection regain with Plo Koon that came at the right time, and they couldn't apply enough damage to decrease the banners, which is pretty awesome, so I'll take that. Best bannerage I've gotten in ships in some time. So I did attack pretty early, as it was going to be quite a busy day for me. And just to show you my defenses here. So I do like to place Padme on defense. I've got Kylo Ren here in the front. And in the top, I've got the Boba-led lineup there with Night Sisters and Kylo Ren unmasked. In the back walls, I've got the Grievous lineup and the Bosk-led Bounty Hunters. And of course my Malevolence here on defense. And after a fair bit of waiting, he finally attacked, and in summary, he tripped on my ship battles, which is pretty interesting to note. He also tripped on my Night Sisters. So if you like the content today, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, I do appreciate it, and I will see you on the next one.